Hey, what's up?
Hi there.
Hi, John here, DVWhat in the forums, and welcome to episode 8 of Meet the Sportsracers, an opportunity to get to know the folks who populate the forums over at zayfrank.com just a little bit better. This episode is the fourth and final segment of our interview with Lauren Margaux, also known as Sassypants, and here she answers the final 2 questions from our Q&A covering forum identity and group projects. If you missed any of the earlier segments of this interview, you can check them out right here. And if you want to check out the entire series from the very beginning, well, looky here. It's a YouTube playlist. If you're viewing on a mobile device or with a YouTube viewer that doesn't support embedded links, you can find the links in the video description. And of course, you can also find there more info about this project. So read up, jump on board, and hopefully we'll see you around in the forums. As always, thanks so much for watching. Now let's do this.
Here's another question.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
Yay.
This is from Hell's Bells. And Hell's Bells asks, you're involved in the currently stalled, hopefully not abandoned, Broken Book Club. So it would be interesting to know your thoughts on managing such a large and creative but sometimes unorganized group.
It's probably like trying to herd kittens is what it is, right? I mean, I thought, not past tense, present tense, I think that project is amazing, and I think what's come out of it so far is amazing.
What's the project in a nutshell?
In a nutshell, this was supposed to be the first round of what was eventually going to be a series of the same project, but this round was taking the John Steinbeck book, The Grapes of Wrath.
Okay.
And we divided it up into chapters, so each person got assigned 1 or 2 chapters, and none of us had ever read it, I think, or people that had didn't remember it very well. And so our assignment was to take just that piece of literature, just that 1 chapter or 2 chapters, and, do an interpretation of it somehow. So you could do a visual, like a painting, or write a poem that summarized the chapter, or, just do a short story, which is kind of interesting and very meta, like do a story of a chapter.
Right.
Do a drawing, that kind of thing. So the rules were fairly open about what could be submitted. And then there's a whole thread where they were supposed to be submitted in order. So, whoever is the first person submits theirs, and then they tag with the @ symbol the next person who's chapter 2, and so on and so on. And so what people were doing was they would bookmark. They're like, I'm almost done with mine, so this is bookmarked. And they're like, oh, at whoever the next person is, it's your turn. So then they would, put theirs in, or they would bookmark it and say whoever the next person is. So I think we're stalled somewhere around, actually, I don't even know because I haven't checked in on it in a while. I definitely started my chapter, which was 25. So it's hopefully not abandoned. I agree.
Because Hell's Bells mentions here as a subtext, I have chapter 30 and I really want it to get to me.
Okay, well, chapter 30, that's a thing. People should be bookmarking it. So I don't know who dropped the ball along the way, which is where I haven't checked in a while. But we'll get to that. We'll get to chapter 30. I'll start nagging. I don't know why I've now made myself the leader of this project. Maybe because I'm the one being asked the question. But it should get to you. And I think, there's another project starting up that's going to be a book that goes around. Which everyone does 1 page, I think. They just do... Oh,
you mean the Ride the Fire Eagle Danger Diary?
Yeah, the diary.
Yeah, Jacka put that one together.
That was Jacka, okay. So, and that's such a great project, and I have done a very similar project with another internet community, and I happen to have the notebook because I kept asking, who's the next person? Who's the next person? And no one was responding to me, so I now just have it, and I think it got around to maybe 10 different people. I think the problem was there was a guy that had it for like a year. Yeah. And I kept nagging him, and he kept saying he didn't have enough money for postage, and I finally just PayPal'd him. Look, it's a couple bucks or something. Here's your money. Here's $10. Just get it back to me. But I think the beauty of books like that is that someone kind of covets them enough to either keep them, or there's just kind of this risk. And I wrote this somewhere too. There's this risk of perhaps losing everything and
Right.
having to start over. And there's, I think with that project too, well, maybe it gets dropped, you know, maybe it'll get around to chapter 30 at some point. But even if it doesn't, we could just start another one, and you could be chapter 2, you know, or chapter 1, so you won't get missed. But it's just fun to even be a part of that, you know. And obviously, chapter 30 is done. It's just not posted.
Right.
So I think the fun is actually just in the creation of it. You know, it's also fun to post, but having something to work with and work
Right.
on, I think is really important. And the community is great for that. It's great for little side projects, and I have never even thought about carving a stamp in my entire life. I've never wanted to. I didn't want to until it was like an assignment.
And you felt pressure.
Yeah. And then I made 7 stamps.
Well, show us your stamp.
You want to see? Okay.
Yeah. I love that. It's beautiful.
I put a little doorknob on it.
Clever. Very nice.
And those who are signed up for the postcard thing, I think I actually have a stamped one here, so you can see it. I'm afraid this little tin is going to blow away. Oh yeah, let's give some shout outs to all these people.
Look at that.
This is amazing. Look at this. Here, you look at those and I'll get mine out.
Okay. I want to be careful not to smudge them because my driving in the heat, my
Oh, that's my
my steering wheel started to like bleed off all over my hand. It got black.
I've got hair dye on my hands, so that's what it looks
Okay.
like.
Very nice.
Yeah. Shameless self-promotion.
And here I am, I'm checking these out, and one of the first things you mentioned when we met was like, you know, bringing it up, and I haven't made mine yet. Haven't made mine yet. These are cool.
I'm gonna drive to your house and nag you to
Okay.
make it. But both sides are just incredible.
Wow.
Yeah. And they're international. They come from all over the world. There's quotes, there's drawings. It's every day that I go to my mailbox and find another one is such a wonderful experience.
Those are very, very cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm loving them.
Are you ready for question number 4?
I forgot.
Thank you for showing
I
me.
haven't been counting. Yes. I'm ready.
Okay, this one comes from Miami. And Miami says, this is prompted from AJ's Part 3 video, Odd Jobs video, Part 3. What sparked the name change from Sleepless Fish to Sassypants?
Okay, well then I have to preface that with saying what I had said in the forums, which is that I was really hoping that no one was going to notice, and then I could just easily transition.
Why? You ashamed or?
Oh no, I'm not ashamed. I just
I think it was great. It's a totally unique name.
Sleepless Fish.
Yeah.
Yes. Sleepless Fish. Well, I guess I have to just say why that was the case.
Yeah.
That was because of the star.me
Okay, right.
experience. And so when I had signed up for that, it was a while ago. And so that wasn't, what am I trying to say?
You want to start on me first for a while before you jumped into the forums and.
Yeah,
discovered.
exactly.
Yeah.
So I was on star.me and it was Sleepless Fish. For whatever reason, I wanted it to be different. I wanted it to be removed. I think I was kind of worried because I was kind of putting some personal stuff on there.
Yeah.
That I wanted it to be removed from other things that I had done online under the moniker of Sassypants, and which is a nickname anyway. And so when I started seeing how involved the forums really were, I sort of felt, well, this has to be tied into everything else that I'm doing online. So I felt like it should be done quickly before it was the middle of me being involved in all these incredible projects and then having to say, hey, everyone, remember me? This was me. So I tried to do it as quickly as possible. And I didn't know that we even had the option. But I kind of begged Sarah to do it. So.
I didn't even know either until I saw that you had it.
We don't have the option. I'm a VIP.
I had, so what I was thinking because I saw your response.
I just don't want a lot of other people to, I think that's the other reason I didn't want people to find out. Because I didn't want all the other people to rush them and say,
can I change mine?
Hey.
Okay, yeah, that's a good point, right?
Yeah, and so that's kind of the other reason I'm like, oh.
I spent a lot of time over the past couple of weeks waiting in the back pages that no one visits anymore. Just kind of going back there and seeing, what did I miss? All these little yellow tag threads that, for whatever reason, I was either away for too long and they kind of disappeared. Just trying to read everything, And a couple of things that have come out of that is there's a lot of amazing things that have just been contributed and shared and spoken about. And some of them were from you, but when you were also Sleepless Fish.
Okay.
And so while your icon and your name has changed for those posts that you've written, a lot of the responses where they respond to you has remained Sleepless Fish.
Right.
And so that's all over the place back there,
It's an interesting experiment, yeah. I think that I kind of waited maybe so that there was a period of time so that I don't think I announced it anywhere either.
No.
I just kinda
not
let
that
it
I'm aware of.
change.
But anyway, that's the point is that those things will always be there.
Right.
But not a lot of people wade back there. I'm pretty sure that people just kind of don't go back that far very often,
Right,
So
right. It's sort of the
your
lost
secret
treasures.
is safe with most people.
Thank you. Yeah, I didn't mind that screen name. I think it was when I was starting to carve the stamp. And so people were I was trying to think of like, what do I do for a stamp? I was freaking out about it. And people were saying, oh, well, Sleepless Fish, they got this really sharp picture of like an insomniac fish. And
Big old bug eyes, like, I haven't slept in days. I'm going to go ahead and move into wrapping up our interview time. But before I do, is there anything else you'd like to say or to share or just a shout out to duckies or whatever?
Okay. It's going to be hard to summarize, I think, what I have to say, because it's feelings. And this is one of those things that I would really like to have written down and have prepared. But I think that what Zay has done and what we have as a community is so incredibly important, and it's impressive, and it's unlike anything else out there. I've been involved in internet community since I was 14, and I have friends from those that have lasted, years and years. But this is it's embarking on this era of non-commercialized, purely crowdsourced creativity. He's also an incredible source of creativity. I'm not trying to negate that, but and he's an awesome leader of what we all have. And I'm looking forward so much. I'm so excited to see where this is all going. I'm like, finish my stamp. I want everyone else to finish your stamps. Finish your stamp. Let's get gabbles going. Let's figure out the mystery. It's so exciting. It's like treasure hunting every day.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just incredible and wonderful. And I'm very honored to be a part of it. I'm very humbled that anyone was paying attention to what I was writing. So I'm humbled to be here being interviewed. This is amazing.
That was very well said, by the way.
Oh, well, thank you.
Yeah, no worries. One of the things you said earlier, though, was that you get out of it what you put in.
Right.
And you've been very active, putting a lot into it. And so, you deserve to be recognized for it. And, and anybody who jumps up there and says, hey, I want to be part of a community, and then takes the initiative to do that, I think, more power to you. I think it's great. So thank you. And thank you very much for also being a part of this. But before we close, let me just ask you, obviously you're very active on the forums as Sassypants. Where else can we find you?
I'm on Facebook. I wouldn't mind you guys finding me on Facebook. I'm on Google Plus too. That's a very public profile. It's under Lauren Margaux, which is Margaux. I have a website, but I don't want to advertise it because it's crap right now. If anyone knows how to make a website and they know how to get images up on the web, this is the other part of being an artist that is difficult. I had written in that thread was, you have to be an artist and a marketer and a web designer and, a manager, and I'm certainly not a web designer. So I do have websites up, but if you are interested in seeing my artwork, you can just let me know and I will send you the link. But I'm embarrassed to put it out on YouTube.
At the same time, though, a lot of things that you're contributing to the threads do give us hints at what it is that you're up to and what you're doing.
It'd be pretty easy to find the website.
Yeah.
If you just Googled me. So, yeah, it's But yeah, my paintings are up there, but I'm not trying to sell anything either. So it's not really worth marketing it right now.
Okay.
But I would just say, yeah, send me a message if you want to talk. I'm totally open to talking to anyone, and that sounds wonderful.
And that's great. She's easy to find. She's Sassypants over on the forums at forum.zayfrank.com. And Lauren, thank you so much for giving us your time to be with us today. And we look forward to seeing you around on the forums.
Thank you, John.
Thank you. Okay.
Okay.
By the way, I got to tell you how proud I am of me right now. About 3 minutes ago, I said, ride the fire ring, go. I said it right, is the thing.